More than a month after its drubbing in the state assembly polls, the Congress still continues to be in the news, perhaps for wrong reasons. And now today, a big story which came out, Sunil Jakhar, former Punjab Congress chief and a very senior Congress leader, a panel which was probing into the show cause notice issued to Mr. Jakhar, that has recommended a 2-year ban on him. And the decision now will be with the Congress President Sonia Gandhi on what to do with those recommendations. But the panel has recommended a 2-year ban, indicating that that's also not well within the Congress party, though the party has been claiming it's trying to restructuring, it's trying to, lift the morale of the party cadre, but that doesn't seem to be happening. I'm joined by my senior colleague, Rajmeet Singh. Rajmeet, was this expected, his suspension? At least the recommendation.
Good evening, Rohit. Yeah, by issuing referring his complaint to the disciplinary committee, they have already set into motion the process, to take action. Though I would say that there are many other factors which contributed to the loss of Congress in Punjab. Right. Leaders are saying that he is not the alone. He certainly had a voice of dissent, and then there was a Sidhu factor, then Channi factor. So there were other leaders who were, there was a lot of infighting. So probably Congress is trying to set its house in order, but it doesn't look so.
Right. And also, if you were to little bit clarify to our viewers on what was the disciplinary committee which was referred to against Mr. Jakhar, what was the complaint?
Complaint was that he had attributed certain remarks to the High Command that they are indulging in, they are looking Hindu face because his name had figured as the CLP leader. Right. So he had targeted a senior party leader, Ambika Soni, in his comments that, they are indulging in caste and religion lines. So, taking cognizance of his repeated statements in media, so they had asked for his, action against him.
And also, Rajmeet, the show cause notice which was issued to Mr. Jakhar in an act of defiance, he had chosen not to respond to that. What do you make out of it? By not responding, what kind of signal Mr. Jakhar wanted to send?
Though Mr. Jakhar has not come on record, right. But sources close to him say that he has not taken it well. A leader of his stature, he is a very senior congressman. His father is a very known Balaram Jakhar, very senior congressman. Right. He has been in Congress since when. So he took it more as a step, as a narrative to pull him down, to show him in bad light, to demoralize him. So they say that he will never comment on it, because then by commenting he would admitting to his line of action.
Right. And also, Rajmeet, you must have spoken to sources, though Mr. Jakhar would not like to comment on this. But what is the next course of action for Mr. Jakhar? What are the options left for him? I understand not many options left, given the fact that for a senior leader like him, suspending him for 2 years, what kind of message does it send across? So you've been speaking to the sources. What are they saying? What are the options with Mr. Jakhar now?
Mr. Jakhar today just gave a brief comment that I will say goodbye to the party, indicating that he is on his path to quit Congress. He is not officially said anything, but he seems to be quite disgusted, annoyed with the line of action.
I think the line he said was wishing the party
all the best, all the good. Right. But it is very clear that he is quite disgusted, annoyed with the line of action. To browbeat him down, to show him in bad light, and isolating him in the entire this exercise of looking for a scapegoat in the Congress fiasco in right. Punjab Congress. There are so many issues which multiplied into. Then there were MPs. What the leaders are saying. Some of the MPs even spoke against the Punjab affairs. Harish Chaudhary on different issues. Some senior Rajya Sabha members spoke against the Congress High Command. So no else one has been issued any notice. He has been singled out. That is his own contention.
And what are the other Congress leaders saying? People who are close to him, yes. Senior party leader. Has anyone commented officially on this?
Yes. One is Ravinder Amla. He's the secretary of AICC. He's an ex-MLA from Jalalabad. Right. He few days back came in support of. He was saying that he is a very traditional congressman. It will set a wrong narrative. By targeting, you are trying to target the minority community in Punjab. Right. So it will set into motion a wrong narrative in the party. Right. Today, interestingly, Dr. Rajkumar Verka, who being a Dalit leader, earlier had spoken against him, today came in support of Jakhar. Okay. He says that he's a very good man. We should not lose him. His notice should be withdrawn.
Right.
So total U-turn in his stand today.
Right.
So the voices of concern for him are started rising that we need to set in house in order by bringing all the party leadership on platform instead of going into now taking action against discipline is not still in the party. You can say Sidhu despite being not the president is organizing his rallies. 4-5 ex-MLAs going with him. Raja Vading, who is the new PCC, is going in the opposite direction. So still we see the discipline is missing.
And also, is there a point of return? Has it reached a point of no return for Mr. Jakhar, or still we can expect that senior Congress leaders trying to convince Mr. Jakhar and also trying to convince the party high command, look, let's amicably resolve it. Let's come to a common platform. Let's withdraw this action against Mr. Jakhar. Or have we reached a point of no return where Mr. Jakhar has had enough of Congress party? Is that the kind of message you're getting from the Congress party?
Because the committee has recommended to the party president. The party president has yet to decide.
Right.
So we must keep in account.
Right.
So, but from Jakhar's side, from Jakhar's camp, they are quite annoyed that the damage has already been done by issuing him the notice, showing him in bad light or whatever, insulting him in the party.
Right.
So that Jakhar is learned to be quite annoyed, and that's why he's giving such messages in the goodbye party and all of.
But if we were to look at options of Mr. Jakhar, though he has not commented on where he is going, whether he's actually quitting the party, but if we were to, what are the sources saying? What options does he have? If he, let's assume, quits the Congress party, what happens next? What options does he have?
See, Rohit, at the moment, there doesn't seem to be any political activity because elections are far away.
Right.
The parliament election are 224. The Congress is trying to assess its loss. Akalis are still assessing its loss. Arm is trying to come into action.
Right.
The 92 MLAs, they don't need him.
Right.
BJP has suffered also major loss. So they focus on other states. I think till near the parliament election, the political activity should not pick up. At the moment, I don't think.
Okay, so he would be obviously trying to assess his options basically. Also, Rajmeet, if you talk about the larger Punjab Congress, it's been almost more than a month. We're still talking about infighting in Congress, Shokas notice, suspensions. More than Aam Aadmi Party, I think we're talking about the Congress.
Yes.
So, what is wrong with the party? Still, I mean, you have Mr. Sidhu on his own going and meeting the governor or meeting other people. Mr. Vading on his own meeting the other factions. So there seems to be some kind of lack of coordination. I mean, despite the fact that Mr. Chaudhary, the Congress High Command has been saying they're trying to bring together all these warring factions on a common platform, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
You must be aware of the saying, too many cooks spoil the, So probably when Captain Amrinder Singh had to be dethroned, had to be removed. So the party high command, involved more than one player. They become power center. Sidhu became a power center. Then Channi became a power center. Harish Chaudhary came to restructure the party to set in order. So many people, so they were all pulling in opposite direction. So still, the traces of it are still visible.
Right.
Sidhu, after losing, kept low for a few days, then again he's back. So he's trying to show his leadership, his space, political space in the party, that I'm still relevant. Though I have lost, Channi has lost, other people, I am still relevant. So the party high command doesn't seem to give him weightage at the moment, because in the Chintan Shivar, you must have heard it, he has not been assigned any duty. All other leaders, Bajwa, Raja Vading, Sukhchandra Rao have been given duties, assigned a role. So probably still I think the party is still trying to come to terms, and still they are saying Harish Chaudhary was in Chandigarh few days back for the installation ceremony of Raja Vading. He said that they are not going to tolerate indiscipline. The party is watching. Right. I don't know how long they are going to watch.
Thank you, Rajmeet. Thank you so much. So there you have. This is not the last we've heard in terms of this Utha Baithak, as you call it, in the Congress party. Mr. Jakhar, now a former president, Punjab Congress chief, and also a very senior leader, having been, the panel recommending his suspension for 2 years. So clearly, a lot of politics being played out. It's been over a month. There's been sort of no serious introspection on what went wrong within the Congress, but on the other hand, there's this controversy over suspension, show cause notice. So we will try to keep a track of these developments in the Congress party and also in other on the Aam Aadmi Party government which has come to power, and also provide you all the updates on the political stories that happen right across the region. You can log on to our website tribuneindia.com and also follow us on our other social media platforms. Meanwhile, thanks for watching.